Hello and welcome back to Factorio. And so I did some research between episodes and it turns out that apparently I managed to turn off pollution. There is nothing here. Absolutely nothing. It could be because of the enemy settings that I was fiddling around with. But I have found a command to turn on pollution, so that's what we're gonna do. I definitely want to play with pollution initially. I realized that, and I have been thinking a little bit, because we're doing SpaceX with huge research multipliers, we're probably gonna get to a point where biters and pollution are gonna be dragging us down. Let's just say it will drag us down. And at that point, I might just disable biters completely, and pollution also, just because we want to build a juicier factory. That's not now, though. I'm gonna turn it off from the map, though. So what we kind of want to do right now is we want to get rid of all the manual mining stuff that we're doing right here. Like, this is not interesting to us anymore. This is completely useless. That's fine. It served us very well early on, but it has now gone beyond the purpose that we originally intended, and we are just gonna not bother with that anymore. I also will put some crushed stone into a chest there, because I do not really want to do anything with that at this point. We'll go with that too. And we'll just disable everything here. There we go. Now we are kind of back to having, like, we have killed the super early game stuff that we had before, which is what we really wanted to do. We will, however, get some other things. We're gonna need to start getting the rubite and the bobmonium. That's gonna be very, very important. We probably want the mini loaders soon-ish. We can unlock the research. That's good. Other than that, we definitely want to unlock red science at this point. We're not going to be able to build it yet, but at least we are at the point where we can have it unlocked, and we're kind of getting closer to being able to utilize it. So this research still has a little bit of resources left. I'm just intending to leave that as it is for now. That's great. We probably, we need a few more of the power poles. And I just realized that with expanding our mining to bobmonium and rubite, and also processing that with the crushers, it's gonna put us in a position where we really, really need more power. So we're gonna need to expand our power right now. We're running at our max at the moment. I just don't want to leave this area up here before I have made everything that I need to make up here. I do not want to unnecessarily return here. this here is gonna last a little bit. I'll just drag the power up to this point, and then we'll also drag the belt. We can do the ore crushing over on the right. That's fine. Couple of more belts. Come on, come on. Just a few more. I really want that crafting speed research now. We're gonna get that basic crafting speed researched, because I'm handcrafting a lot of stuff. Would like that to go just a tiny bit faster. Okay, we need some more iron plates. Let's go get those first. And we probably also want to build up a buffer of things. We don't have any normal inserters either. Jesus, we are so far behind on any crafting that we're so excited to do this crafting, but we're kind of behind on it. That should be here somewhere. I think this is the right one. I'll just make this. These, the first power poles that we have, they're super obnoxious to use. So how many stacks? We probably want 4 stacks or something like that. We don't really want more than that in a stockpile right now. We do need 2 of the steam engines, we do need 1 of the boilers, and we do have the burner inserters that we love those. We love them very much. They're super useful. And I'm going to make sure that we expand it and then we double it. It's going to be 4 times as much power as we had, or 4 times as much power as we have right now. Do not have a pipe. Forgot where pipes are. Iron pipe. I love that icon though. But I kind of miss the old one. Like, these recolored old ones are pretty nice, and this one looks it's a little bit weird. I hope they might update the other ones, depending on the mod authors, obviously. But if they do, that would be cool. There we go. Now we have a ton of power again. We're polluting a lot. Not a big fan of that, unfortunately. He said, and started chopping down more trees. So the next part, we probably want to make sure that we have science. We probably want to make sure that we have that before we go in to do additional smelting. What we really need is a lot of belts. Because now we're gonna start our initial bus. This is gonna be the thing that feeds our base for at least a while. At least a while. That while is probably longer than I think it is. And we're also gonna want to leave room to make proper smelting. We don't want to cross that. So maybe here. Maybe this is where we go. How many iron lines do we think that we need? I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that we probably don't need more than 1 iron line. And we're gonna see if that's gonna be true or not. But I'd rather upgrade the belt, I think, than add more iron lines at this point. So this is gonna mark the start of our bus. And at the start of the bus, I think I want science. This is obviously gonna be tin and lead. And we're gonna put science in here. So science is gonna go backwards on our beautiful bus. And it's gonna go into a science lab. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably. With an inserter, and then we are gonna go and look at labs. We're gonna put one lab here just because. Just because we can. Also drinking some nice coffee while we wait for this handcrafting again. This is another reason why I really just want science to become a little bit more automated and a little bit faster. Now that we have the power that we need, this is not unreasonable. So we just want to feed this science in here, and we can drag more stuff down to this lab later. Now, this is gonna be the layout that we want to go for. So how many labs is that? That's 10 labs. We're probably gonna be okay with 10 labs for a while. I do not think that it's gonna be like a major issue. But I still kind of want to leave some room for this to expand at least a little bit, maybe. How many is this? That's a lot. That's 36 labs. Obviously, we'll go somewhere here then. With input, and then this is going to be our output, and we're going to do some very simple things when it comes to science. So I'm just going to look here on the science, and I'm going to say that, hey, this science, it needs 5 seconds to craft. It means that if I do 5 automation or 5 assembling machines, then we're gonna get 1 per second ish. It's not necessarily true because these assembling machines have half the crafting speed, so this in reality would be 2.5 per second instead of 5. That said, it's still, as soon as we as long as we keep to the same tier of assembling machine, it's gonna be aligned for all of the different sciences. So it's not gonna matter. For example, red science here. It takes 6 seconds, so we use 6 assembling machines. And then it's fine. It should align to No, I'm really stupid. Wait. 5 assembling machines, half speed. That's 0.5 per second. So it goes through. It goes true for this too, where 6 for 1 second, and then half the crafting speed is half a science per second. It was just that I was being really stupid there. But that's fine. It happens. It happens. I'm not concerned about this being tileable right now. That is not super interesting. So what I'm really just interested in is making sure that this works. And this is gonna be gears, and then we're gonna have one more assembling machine. And we are gonna need some more underground belt, but we need wood for that. Luckily we have some here. So this is our 5 assembling machines. We're gonna need to think a little bit here how we want to get this in. Could I get that underground, please? So copper splits off here. No, we don't do that. How are we going to do this? It doesn't matter too much. Let's do that. That's fine. It's not pretty, but it's gonna work. So then we go in here and make sure that everything is working as intended. Gonna need some more of that wood though. We're definitely looking at very, very simple science design for early game. I just want to get this running. We have a few inserters, but we're gonna need more. So I'm all just looking to put everything into the machines, and then we're gonna take it out on the other side. And we're gonna make sure that we only get this on one side, because on the other side of this belt is where we're gonna have the red science. And we're not ready to go red science, obviously, because or transport science, because we cannot craft the inserters, we don't have the circuits and things like that. So I'm not looking to build red science here, which you might have been looking for in a vanilla game. You could have just very easily had output on each side of the belt, and that would have been fine. Not something that we can do here, unfortunately. We're gonna also go into the science with some power, and I'm gonna steal power from down here, because I don't want to route it all the way from over there. We'll just build power there. That's completely fine. So another thing that we kind of want to check is this iron gear production gonna line up with the amount of gears that we need here? In theory, we're gonna need 5 gears per second. No, I'm being stupid again. We're gonna need 1 gear per second. This should make 2 gears per second. So that seems completely fine. That said, right now we're gonna be very severely limited by our iron production, which is sparse at best. So input in this thing here is gonna be the limiting factor. We're already getting a decent amount of science packs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to our old manual science and I'm gonna remove all of it. It has also stopped, so we can... It's a good choice. Gonna need to be careful with this power pole here, because I think that it's the only thing powering this. It's fine. We'll be looking to add another lab. That would bring us up to 3, I think. In our marvelous super thing here. I'm gonna remove this thing here because we're not interested in building that right now, or maybe ever. We'll see. We'll see how much we can squeeze into these. So that's the last lab. And we're very limited with our iron production right now. Is it because we're stockpiling, or is it just that slow? It's definitely because we're stockpiling. It's not that slow, but it is slow. We are definitely pretty scalable here. So this is gonna be a little bit more. We're not gonna have enough crushed material for this, I think. What's the limiting factor over here? That is the crushers. We can add 2 more crushers here. That's probably not a good idea. It definitely looks like it's an inserter problem right now. This is not running full speed right now. This should help. Having inserters pick up more would be very ideal at this point. But we are not really there yet. I'm gonna leave this a little bit for now, and we're gonna take a look up here again. Don't think any of this material has actually reached the smelter yet. So let's take a look at the inserter. Long inserters, not interested. Fast. So this is the thing that we're looking for, right? Non-stack inserter capacity +1. Not gonna lie, that's gonna be a while before we get to that point. So what's the next step? The next step is probably circuits, I'm thinking. And that's wooden board. I don't really remember if wooden boards are used for anything else. Like, what do we use wooden board for? It's usage 1. It's a basic circuit board. There's no reason for us to ever put this on the bus, so we're not gonna do that. The question is, are we gonna build things on both sides of the bus? I think the answer to that right now is no, we're not. So we're gonna have to add circuit production somewhere here, at least a very, very basic circuit production. And we're gonna have to try and figure out some kind of ratio for that. And I need a lot more wood. We're also not able to have any kind of automatic wood production at this point, which is not great. I really dislike manual fed circuits. Just not very exciting stuff. But at least we have a decent amount of wood. I'm also curious, when do we unlock the mining speed? Steel axe. This would be very good. So we're gonna go towards that. We should have enough science to kind of keep this going. How much did we need for this again? Oh, this is 150. That's kinda yikes. We're gonna hold off on that. I thought it was 15. Obviously did not read that properly. That is kinda yikes. We need more assembling machines. We have some spare wood. Our iron is not looking good. I don't want to take all of this iron though, because it's finally able to fill up a little bit up here. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. We're gonna see if we can figure out some kind of ratio for these circuits. These create extremely fast. This is gonna consume 1 per second. This is gonna create 4 per second, right? 2 wooden board, 0.5 second crafting time. That should be able to feed 4 of these machines. And this is gonna be... I think we can run with the old style layout for these. Maybe not actually. Because that would require a long belt, wouldn't it? Unless we do it in a very, like, the other way around. Because normally I would want this to be the output. But it's fine if that's not the case. Because then in this case we'd do like this, and we'd have underground to underground and feed that there. That does not work very well. So if we want to feed this here instead, we could do this, right? Have the output here. It's gonna be a little bit weird. Is that even... I don't know. I don't know. How many of these do we think that we're gonna build? I would say that's a little bit unclear at this point. But this would work. There is nothing weird about it. It's just that... Is it gonna be overboard? Possibly. Let's remove this again. and place it in a slightly better spot now that we have a design that kind of works. So we might say that we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's gonna be pretty good. Inserters, belts. This thing is almost as good as bots though. I think it's a little bit cheating with this picker extended thing. I think we're lacking... Is that iron that we're lacking? It is. So again, this would just be manually fed by a chest right now. And then we have the copper. That's gonna look like that, and we're gonna need belts. Well, we're getting there. We're definitely making a lot of improvements. But this not having belts is... And we're probably gonna have to stay on gray belts for a while. The way that I think that I'm gonna handle... I'm not sure yet. But I think we're gonna handle... Are we gonna put belts on the bus? I'm not sure yet. Possibly. It's very difficult to kind of organically evolve into the next tiers of belt in Bobs and Angels, especially now. I feel like after the rework where gray belts came in and after the rework when gray belts came in and you needed tin for the yellow belts and you get this fucking short belt, I don't know. It feels super awkward for early game now. But we'll make it work. So it's a good motivation, right? To try and use the just trying to look for all of these things. Can put that there. That's probably better. The designs early game now, they do get a little bit awkward, but it's not that bad. We can kind of live with it. We're getting a bunch of yellow science now, which is really great. We're getting to the point where we have circuits automated, at least manually feeding wood. I think it's gonna be a little while before we're able to get greenhouses and automate wood production. I don't remember if that's blue science or not, but it could be. Hopefully the steel axe will help with wood chopping speed. I'm also gonna have to take a look. I'm pretty sure I included nanobots in this mod pack. I'm just gonna take a look at the pollution. Wow, okay. Okay. That's interesting. Because when we do trigger Rampant, it's gonna stop being fun very quickly. That is gonna be a lot of work. I'm gonna move this radar down to our power production. That seems to pollute a lot, and I want to keep an eye on that. We'll move it to the bottom here, so we can explore this area a little bit better. There we go. Should move the scan area. We'll just put another radar up there, so we can see everything. Okay, iron, obvious shortage right now. Everything else should be fine. We don't really need the rubite or the bobmonium yet, but we're getting there. We are getting there. That was 49 circuits, that's good. We need more iron. I have a worry about just having one belt of iron, but I think once we start hitting slightly higher tech, it's not gonna matter as much. Because I'm fairly confident that the later tech requires a lot of the other materials too. It's gonna require a lot of lead and tin. And so I'm hoping that this consumption here is gonna be just for the initial belts and the initial other things. We need actual wood for those. Okay, we're gonna go up north. Just gonna clear out some of these things on the way. Don't know why I have one in my inventory. It's probably because of the smelter, I guess. It's one of my very nice pet peeves about having an uneven number of underground belt in my inventory. Not a big fan. There we go. So we do have some wood, which is going to enable us to make the undergrounds that we need. We are going to pull this copper and iron belt all the way. And then circuits are gonna go up there. This is gonna be our circuit line. Come on. Come on, iron. We're gonna need to work on that now. There we go. Now we have circuits on the bus. We'll still need to feed them, but we do have them. I don't need to handcraft them anymore. Science is doing well. What do I need to make red science? I need to make inserters, and I need to make basic transport belt. Basic transport belt we can probably make in this, but I don't think inserters. We can make inserters in this. This is not difficult. We can pretty much make red science now. Interesting. That is very interesting. I'll go and grab all of the iron that we built up in the stockpile because we're gonna need it. Thank you. I'm gonna need probably around 10 of these assembling machines. Gonna need a bunch more of those. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should be enough room. And this is obviously gonna be something like this. And like if we go into inserters here already, that's fine. Pretty sure we go into gears on like so. Then we cheat because we have these very nice things that we can angle very nicely. This is gonna need iron, this is gonna need some other stuff, but ultimately this is not that bad. I think I'm gonna do this though, just because we're a little bit pressed for space. It's fine. We're gonna do that. We have unlocked a lot of stuff. But we need red science, especially for these radar upgrades that are gonna be super important. Anything else that we need from yellow science right now? This would be nice, but we're not anywhere close to doing those kind of things. Are we going back into basic crafting speed? Let's do that. Let's do it. I really want to finish this red science before we end this episode. We don't have a lot left. Just need to make sure that everything in here goes out on a belt. It's also going to go out on this belt. And we are going to I think we're gonna do this. I don't know of another good way to just get it on one side of the belt right now. Would be an underground, but we're coming in from the wrong angle. So obviously we're gonna need iron for this. We're gonna need iron for both of these. That's probably fine. We can split it up again. So there we go, and then we need circuits. Circuits are gonna go here. And then iron is gonna go there. Then we got another splitter. We need to make more of the just normal belt. That's fine. It's looking pretty good so far. And there we go. This should be working now. I do not think that this is gonna be super efficient. We're gonna have to take a look at this design later. But for now, I think it looks pretty solid. It's gonna produce red science. We're gonna be very capped on gears, I think. And obviously on on iron. That's something that we're gonna have to take a look at next episode, how we improve this. We're probably just looking at mining more stuff. Mining more stuff is the key to going forward. The factory must grow. Anyway, this is gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching and have a really nice day.